The streets of India. Let's be clear, walking here is a full contact sport for your senses. Your nose, specifically, is putting in overtime. It's getting hit with the glorious perfume of cardamom and cloves. Then, a wave of hot, frying oil. Then, the sweet scent of jalebis being bathed in sugar syrup. And right behind that, a smell you definitely did not sign up for, maybe from a passing cow that has zero regard for your personal space. The soundtrack is just as intense. It's a relentless mix of vendors shouting their daily specials, temple bells ringing, the percussive clang of a spatula hitting a hot griddle, and the casual moo of that cow, who is now your new best friend. It's a beautiful, overwhelming mess. The whole scene looks like a massive, unchoreographed Broadway production where every single person is the star. There's a guy selling fluorescent-colored drinks from a cart that looks like a science experiment. There's a woman expertly stuffing samosas like she's defusing a tiny, delicious bomb. Everyone has something to sell, and everyone is trying to attract their own little congregation of hungry followers. The air is thick with heat, humidity, and the collective energy of millions of people just trying to get through the day. It's a sensory assault, a beautiful, vibrant, and utterly chaotic ballet of human existence. You can't help but just stand there, soaking it all in. You're standing in the middle of this beautiful chaos, sweat trickling down your back. You watch a man slapping dough onto a searing hot tawa, the bread puffing up like a little pillow. Nearby, a vendor performs a delicate dance, filling tiny, crispy spheres, pani puri, with a tamarind-spiced water that looks suspiciously like swamp juice. A young boy, no older than 12, expertly navigates the crowd, a tray of steaming momos balanced perfectly on his head. The steam rises, the oil sizzles, the horns blare. The entire experience feels simultaneously ancient and brand new. It's a spectacle of organized disorder that is both mesmerizing and slightly terrifying. And that's when the question hits you. It's the question every first-timer asks, a silent whisper in the back of their mind, as they watch the beautiful, messy spectacle unfold. Do people actually eat this? The answer, my friends, is a resounding, enthusiastic yes. Millions of people every single day. They don't just eat it, they love it, they live for it. And what follows is the strange, funny, and surprisingly logical story of how this wild culinary universe not only survives but thrives. Now let's meet the artists behind the masterpiece. These are not your Michelin-starred white-coated chefs working in pristine kitchens. These are the barefoot maestros of the pavement, the unsung heroes. Often, they are clad in a simple lungi, worn-out trousers, sometimes literally barefoot, toes inches from the ingredients. Their movements are a blur of efficiency, a dance honed by thousands of hours of practice. They are the living embodiment of muscle memory hands, moving with speed and precision. You'll see actions that would give a health inspector a heart attack, yet they're done with such casual, unthinking grace. A hand might quickly scratch an ear, then dive back into a bowl to knead dough with rhythmic perfection. You might see a cook use his thumb to deftly push a filling into a pastry flip-chop stir-serve. It's not about following a recipe in a book. The recipe lives in their hands, their eyes, and their instincts. This isn't disrespect, it's genuine awe. All right, let's address the elephant in the room, or perhaps the fly on the jalebi. Hygiene. On the streets of India, the concept of hygiene can be, let's say, fluid. You will see things, you will see flies taking a leisurely stroll across a mountain of brightly colored sweets, like tiny, winged connoisseurs. You will see plates being washed in a single bucket of murky water, a communal bath for the day's dishes. The water used for rinsing might come from a canister, whose origins are a delightful mystery. It's a system that seems to operate on a foundation of hope and a strong digestive system. There's an almost spiritual level of trust involved. It's as if the entire ecosystem is protected by a collective belief that everything will be okay. You hear jokes about it. Tourists whisper about Delhi belly as a rite of passage. Locals might wryly refer to the rinse water as holy water, blessed with the power to cleanse all sins, and presumably all bacteria. It's a gentle, ironic humor that acknowledges the absurdity of the situation. People don't ignore the risks, they just have a different calculus for them, one where the immediate reward of a delicious hot snack far outweighs the potential future consequences. But here's the thing, it's not all just chaos and prayer. Many vendors have their own traditional time-tested methods. You'll see them using slices of lime to scrub their cutting boards. They often cook on incredibly high heat, searing food to temperatures that would make most bacteria wave a tiny white flag of surrender. The use of disposable plates made from leaves like paddles is also a genius eco-friendly solution that sidesteps the whole questionable washing up process. It's a system of practical, low-tech solutions that has evolved over centuries. So while your brain, conditioned by Purell and sterile wipes, might be screaming in protest, you see millions of people partaking in this daily ritual, perfectly happy and healthy. It leads you to a certain kind of acceptance. You start to see the street not as a minefield of germs, but as a complex ecosystem where, and now, the payoff. The reason you brave the noise, the heat, and the questionable hygiene. The food. Because here's the great paradox of the Indian street. Despite everything that should logically make the food a disaster, it is often spectacularly, unforgettably delicious. You take that first tentative bite, your senses on high alert, and then magic. Your face just lights up. The symphony of flavors, textures, and aromas is so powerful that it silences all your internal alarms. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated joy that makes you forget everything else. Let's take pani puri, for example. It's a delicate, hollow, crispy shell, no bigger than a golf ball. The vendor pokes a hole in it with his thumb, stuffs it with a tiny bit of spiced potato and chickpeas, and then dunks it into a pot of spicy, tangy, mint and tamarind-infused water. He hands it to you, and you have to eat it all in one go. The shell shatters in your mouth, releasing an explosion of cold, spicy, sweet and savory all at once. It's a flavor roller coaster that lasts for about 5 seconds, and it's absolutely glorious. Then there's the dosa, a staple from the south. A thin, fermented lentil and rice batter is spread across a massive, hot griddle until it becomes a giant, crispy crepe. Now you might be wondering, how am I not sick yet? It feels like it defies all known laws of biology. But there's actually a little bit of simple, practical science at play here, a kind of grassroots food safety perfected over generations. Think of it as a culinary defense system. The first and most important line of defense is heat. Most street food is cooked to order, right in front of you. Scorching temperatures, that sizzling wok of oil isn't just for show. Flash frying food at temperatures high enough to kill off most microbes. The second part is the liberal use of spices. This isn't just for flavor. Many spices have natural antimicrobial and antibacterial properties. Visual flat lay of Indian spices, turmeric, cloves, cinnamon, cumin. The cooks are arming the food to fight its own battles. Think of the spice blend as a tiny invisible army. It's a delicious form of germ warfare. Then there's the use of acids. The generous squeeze of lime or lemon juice isn't just for a zesty kick. Lime juice, lemon juice, vinegar in chutneys. Fermented ingredients help, like in dosa, idli. Fermentation encourages good bacteria that crowd out the bad, of course not foolproof. But it's a combination, high heat, powerful spices, acidic ingredients working together. High heat, powerful spices, acidic ingredients. Vendors may not explain the microbiology, but tradition has taught them these tricks. They are accidental scientists. Culinary alchemy, turning potential risk into delicious reality. Watching other foreigners navigate the Indian street food scene is a spectator sport in itself. They arrive with a mix of trepidation and excitement, their eyes wide with a combination of wonder and mild panic. You can sort them into categories. Brave adventurer dives right in, ordering the spiciest thing on the menu with a confident grin. Cautious observer watches from a safe distance for 20 minutes before trying a single tiny bite and then a large swig from their water bottle. The reactions are a priceless part of the experience. You see the immediate bead of sweat forming on someone's forehead after they underestimate the power of a chili. A short, sharp intake of breath followed by a frantic search for something to cool their mouth down. Short, expressive quotes fill the air.
Whoa, that's got a kick.
It's so hot, but it's so good.
Often someone takes a bite, face contorts into a mask of shock, then breaks into a wide, surprised smile a second later. A tourist, red-faced and sweating, fans their mouth while simultaneously reaching for another bite. The flavor won.
No spice, please.
They take endless photos and videos trying to capture the chaotic energy for friends back home. Some leave shell-shocked, vowing hotel buffets. Many leave with a newfound appreciation for flavor and a story to tell. In the end, as the sun sets, the harsh lights of the food stalls flicker on the cacophony of the street, softens into a steady, rhythmic hum. And in that moment, you realize that Indian street food is about so much more than just a cheap, quick meal. It's not just about the spices, the oil, the barefoot chefs. Street food is not just about hygiene. It's about heart, chaos, and flavor. Would you dare to try it?